Listen, today I'm making this video because, as you can see, my Paphiopedilum Pascal Suavetre is blooming. And to my surprise, after trying to track it down in my videos, guess what? I didn't do one last year. This Paphiopedilum has bloomed for me last year in December. And I'm super happy because of this. And I'll go into it in a little bit. Right here. I'm going to put this aside. You're going to see, this is last year in December. There's that little bract. And I'm going to enlarge it so you can see that there was nothing there that gave me any signs that there was going to be a second bud coming out. So to compare this and this, you see that there's a bud there. When you do hybrids, especially between these two orchids, one of the parents is Glaucophyllum, and Glaucophyllum looks like this. It has this little halo on the top, and it has these little markings on the petals themselves, and it has little hairs. I don't know if you can see the little hairs. Now that's one of the parents, and the thing about this plant is that this Paphiopedilum is a sequential. Sequential means that it has one bloom, and after a month or so it drops it, and then another one comes up. And I'm going to show you an example of a sequential. This is my Paphiopedilum Pinocchio, which is a hybrid between Mochetiatum and Primulinum. Unfortunately, it's not in bloom, but there's a bud coming out right there. And what is described as sequential means that one flower blooms here, it drops, and then the other one comes out, blooms, and it drops, and it keeps on going. And this has given me at least 8 months worth of flower. The other parent on this is Paphiopedilum helenae. Now, Paphiopedilum helenae is not a sequential. It's a single flowered Paphiopedilum, and it's real small. According to the Orchid Encyclopedia Online, the helenae flower, it's only between 2 to 2 inches. So to put it in perspective or in comparison, I'm going to enlarge this picture to 2 inches. You know, I've seen videos out there for helenae, and it looks smaller than 2 inches. So I think I'm giving it a little bit too much credit or too much size to it. I'm going to give it 2 inches. So if you compare this plant to this plant, you're going to see that one is a tall plant because it's sequential, and the other one, it's almost a dwarf, almost real tiny. It's almost like a micro mini orchid. So what I want to point out is that it has traits of both plants, but I'm liking that it has traits more of the sequential because potentially I can have 2 flowers. And if you look at my videos, I have 2 videos on my Pinocchio where it's called Pinocchio, Paphiopedilum Pinocchio 2 and Paphiopedilum Pinocchio 2 flowers, if you can see that. Those are the videos that I've done before. And technically, you cannot have 2 flowers come out at the same time. It's very rare, and like I said, I've had mine do that. And if you notice, one was 2 years ago, and the other one was 7 months ago. So you can have that. It gives the appearance that there's 2 flowers at the same time, but really what it is that the other one opened up sooner before the other one dropped. So on this one, it happened to me. But the older flower just happened to drop 2 to 3 days after the picture was taken. So there's just a little overlap of when you have sequentials. So the glaucophyllum on this Pascal Suavetre is that little halo on the top. This little halo on the top comes from the glaucophyllum. Now, the spotting does not show through. The hairs do, because there's a little hairs on each side of the petals. And clearly is giving me the height of the sequential, which is the glaucophyllum, which is usually a foot to a foot and a half. This is roughly 1 foot, maybe 1 or 2 inches short of a foot in height. I did bloom for me, like I said, last year, and you saw that they didn't have anything here at the bract. So this thing has bloomed. I took the picture on December 10th on this, and this was not here. Let me see, just to make sure. I'll show you here. This is the picture of when this bloomed in December 10th for me. But even if, as I enlarge it, actually you could see a little bit. You could see a little bit in the back that it was developing. But I didn't think much about it. But now I am super excited because right now it's December 30th. So that means this bloom has been open for me for 20 days. I give it 10 more days and this is gonna drop. And if everything goes good, this will develop and be open for me in 10 days. And if it does that, that means it's getting the characteristics of the sequential, which is a good thing to have. Now, if it's possible to have 2 flowers open on my Pinocchio, like I showed you guys, and you've seen it, you can look at the videos, then I could potentially have 2 flowers blooming on my Pascal Suavetre. So, I hope you like my video. I'll take it back so you can see the perspective on this little guy. Pascal Suavetre, everyone. It's a French name. So there you go. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Paphiopedilum, Pascal Suavetre. Talk to you later. Oh, and have a happy new year. Bye-bye.